بارئ الخلائق أجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على أفضل الموجودات العبد المؤيد الرسول المصدد المصطفى الأمجد والمحمود الأحمد سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا صاحب الوقار والسكينة المدفون بأرض المدينة أبي القاسم محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الأولين والآخرين آمين يا رب العالمين. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه الكريم وهو أصدق القائلين وقوله الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأنبئكم بما تأكلون وما تدخرون في بيوتكم صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless each and every one of you with His rahmah, His barakah, His maghfirah. بحق Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salatu wassalam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you all tawfiq of the ziyarat of Samarra, of the ziyarat of Imam Al-Askari alayhi salam and Imam Ali Naqi Al-Hadi alayhi salatu wassalam. As we are celebrating tonight the birth of this holy Imam, remind yourselves that this Imam is no ordinary person. This Imam is the father of Imam Al-Mahdi alayhi salam. As in today, if you have Imam Al-Mahdi alayhi salam, it's because of Hasan Askari alayhi salam. Because there is no son without the father. The son comes after the father. And so today, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the name of Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam to send his son Imam Al-Mahdi alayhi salam back to us. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. This is the first dua. And you know what the ulama say? They say when you go into the haram of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in Karbala, when you enter the haram of Aba Abdullah and you stand in front of the Zarih Muqaddas of Imam alayhi salam, the first dua. Don't make dua for yourself first. Don't make dua, Ya Allah, I have this dua, this hajat, so and so is mariz. No. The first dua, Allahumma kun li waliyyika al-hujjat ibn al-Hasan. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. The first and foremost, the very first dua should always be, you see, dua, adab of dua. From amongst the adab of dua is the first dua is made for Imam al-Zaman. Then other, then myself, then the marhumin and the mariz and the ill. The adab of dua is that we begin with the name of our Mawla, our master, Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. Then we move on, okay? Imam Askari is the father of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. Our father today, you know, the real father, haqiqi father, is Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. And Imam Mahdi's father, Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam. Subhanallah. You see, in the time of the holy Imam, there was some confusion amongst the Shia. There's a little bit of history. Because the Imam had a brother by the name of Sayyid Muhammad. For those who have been to Iraq, who have been to Ziyarah, Samarra, you go to Balad. You go to Balad and you do Ziyarat of Sayyid Muhammad ibn Imam Hadi alayhi salam. He was the son of the Imam. He was pure, righteous, Pak, Pakiza, Muttaqi, Mutadayyan, Dindar, but not an Imam. He wasn't an Imam. But there was a confusion. Some of the Shia said, who is the Imam after Imam Ali Naqi al-Hadi alayhi salam? Is it Hasan Askari or is it Sayyid Muhammad? And what happened is Sayyid Muhammad died young. in the time of Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam and Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam, Sayyid Muhammad dies. Usul al-Kafi, in the book Al-Kafi, Sheikh Muhaddis al-Kulaini has this hadith, this riwayah. He says that when Sayyid Muhammad died, Imam Hadi alayhi salam had his janazah in front of him and he sat in front of him. And Imam Hasan Askari enters crying because his brother Sayyid Muhammad dies. He cries. And Bani Hashim, Quraysh, the close relatives of Al-Muhammad are in the house. Some say 150 men were in the house. Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam was there, he was young. The Rawi says that Imam Ali Naqi al-Hadi alayhi salam looks at his son and he says to him, "Oh Aba Muhammad." His title was Abu Muhammad. Yani Imam Hasan Askari. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do shukr of Allah for the amr of imamat will live in you. The amr of imamat will be in you. Not in Sayyid Muhammad. So now all the Shia who are there, they realize that the Imam is not Sayyid Muhammad. Because throughout history, from the Imams, there were many places that the Shia split. For example, Zayd ibn Imam Sajjad, Zaydiyya. Ismail ibn Imam Ja'far Sadiq, Ismailiyya. Muhammad ibn Hanafiya, Kaysaniyya. Different sects came out. Those who stopped at Imam Al-Kazim alayhi salam and did not believe in Imam Raza alayhi salam, Waqifiyya. Okay? Different sects. Firaq. Different. You had the Kaysaniyya. They said Imam Sajjad is not the Imam. Imam Ali's other son, Muhammad Hanafiya. He is the Imam. Even though Muhammad Hanafiya never said I am the Imam. But some of them they said he is the Imam. So that was Kaysaniyya. Those who believed that Zayd ibn Imam Sajjad, Zayd al-Shaheed, is the Imam, they were Zaydiyya. But Zayd never said I am the Imam. Zayd said the Imam is Imam Zayn al-Abidin and then Imam Baqir alayhi salam. Ismail ibn Ja'far Sadiq, Ismailiyya, come from there. But Hazrat Ismail never said I am the Imam. He said the Imam is Imam Musa Kazim alayhi salam. Okay? In the same way there were those who stopped. There were those who stopped in the time of Imam Kazim alayhi salam and did not believe in Imam Raza alayhi salam. These were Waqifiyya. Same thing happened here. Who? Sayyid Muhammad or Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam. So he dies. And so it's clear that he's not the Imam. The Imam is Hasan Askari. Someone asked the Imam, one day he says, I entered the house of Imam Ali Naqi al-Hadi alayhi salam. And Sayyid Muhammad came. He was young. I said to Imam, Yabna Rasulillah, is this the Imam after you? This Sayyid Muhammad? Abu Ja'far? Qala la. He says no. He says, Sahibukum ba'di ibni al-Hasan. After you, Usul al-Kafi. Same hadith, other hadith of Usul al-Kafi. He says, is this the Imam? Muhammad ibn Imam Ali Naqi alayhi salam? He says, no. Your Imam after me is Hasan ibn Ali al-Askari. You see, for the Shia mazhab, the Imam has to be designated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the Imam before him. Ahsant. Salawat padhe Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Jazakallah. Okay. So, the Imam, it is haram on the Imam to die until he tells the Ummah of the Imam after him. No Prophet died until the Prophet first introduced his representative. Okay? No Prophet. It's haram on a Nabi to leave this dunya without introducing the Wasi or the Nabi after him. All of the Anbiya did it. And what's interesting is that every prophet, according to the hadith of the Ahlul Bayt, every prophet appointed his wali or his nabi after him on the day of Ghadir. So why would Rasulullah not do it on the day of Ghadir? Every prophet. The day of Ghadir is of 18th of Dhul Hijjah. Okay, not in Ghadir, but in Zul Hijjah. Every prophet introduced their vicegerent 18th of Zul Hijjah. What did Rasulullah do on the 18th of Zul Hijjah? Man kuntu mawla, fahada aliyun mawla, mashallah. But some people say no, he's just introducing a friend. He's not introducing an imam, he's introducing a friend. But all of the Anbiya before did it. Rasulullah says Ali. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib says Imam Hasan. Imam Hasan alayhi salam says after me Imam Hussein. Imam Hussein says after me Sajjad. Imam Sajjad says after me Imam Baqir. Imam Baqir, Imam Sadiq. Imam Sadiq, Imam Kadhib. Ila. Imam Ali Naqi alayhi salam who says after me Hasan Askari. And this is important. You know why? Because Rasulullah says the last Imam who is to come, Ismuhu Ismi. His name will be my name. Imam Mahdi alayhi salam's first name is the same as the name of the Prophet of Islam sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alihi. Okay? Ismuhu Ismi. This is it. The hadith stops there. But then some people have fabricated the hadith. And they said then Rasulullah afterwards said his father's name is my father's name. Why? To take away Hasan Askari. That's why everyone believes in Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. Sunni and Shia. But there's a difference. The Shia say Imam Mahdi alayhi salam is the son of Imam Hasan Askari, is born in Ghaibah. What do the Sunnis say? He is not born. He will be born. And he will not be the son of Hasan Askari. We say no. The father is Hasan Askari alayhi salam. And no Imam leaves the world until he introduces the Imam after him. Okay? As for why is it that Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam's son has a long life? Well, many of the prophets had long lives. The Prophet Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, his tabligh was 950 years, his life was longer. Okay? His preaching only was 950 years. Which means his life was longer. All Muslims believe Isa alayhi salam is alive. He's older than Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. Isa was way before. The Muslims believe Khizr alayhi salam is alive. Khizr is older than Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. The Muslims believe Shaitan is alive. Shaitan is much older. Shaitan before Adam. So if Shaitan can live, then why not the son of Imam Hasan Askari? Okay? Number one. Number two, because of this confusion in history, in Tariq, in the Shia, Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam in his life, he would show his followers, his Shia, many miracles to get rid of the doubt. How do you get rid of the doubt? You do what Musa did. Pharaoh, he said, go and get the magicians. They made these snakes. Pharaoh had an asa. Allah says, throw your asa on the ground. It will turn into a bigger snake. Pharaoh did, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam did that. And he ate the snakes of Pharaoh. And people realized, even the magicians, those who did magic, sihr, jadoo, they said, no, Musa is right. Isa alayhi salam showed miracles so that people believe he is a prophet. In the same way the Imams did that. Why did the Imams show miracles? Because otherwise people didn't believe they are Imams until they showed the miracles. Especially Imam Hasan Askari. There was no Imam. Remember this is important for the youth. There was no Imam who had as much shak about his Imamat as Hasan Askari. No Imam. And hence Imam Hasan Askari in a short time, Imam Hasan Askari only 28 years and he's Shaheed. 28 years. Other Imams lived longer. 28 years, and he showed the most mu'jazat and karamat. I'll give an example. Abu Hashim al-Ja'fari. Abu Hashim, his real name is Dawood ibn Ishaq, but he's known as Abu Hashim al-Ja'fari. Why is he known as Ja'fari? Because his lineage, his nasab, his shajara goes back to Ja'far al-Tayyar, Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, alayhi salatu wassalam. So he is direct from the family of Abu Talib, alayhi salam. From the family of Amirul Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib, alayhi salam. Abu Hashim is a companion of 4 Imams. Imam Jawad alayhi salam, Imam Ali Naqi al-Hadi alayhi salam, Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam, and Imam al-Zaman. Someone who's khas to the Imams of Ahlul Bayt, someone who's close, someone who's seen with his eyes the miracles of the Imams. You know what he sees? He says, one day I saw Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam go into the desert, into the Sahara, on his horse, and I came behind him. I went into the desert. And I was behind him, I was just thinking. I thought to myself. He said I had some, debt, dain, qarz, that I had to pay back. And the time to pay it back was getting closer. And the guy who had borrowed me money, he was now saying, give my money back. And I didn't have the money. And so I was really, he said I was really upset at that time. And I was just thinking about it, and I was going behind the Imam. He says, as I thought about it, Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam, who's on his horse, he has a stick with him. He bends down, and on the ground he makes a line, a khat. And he says, Ya Aba Hashim, inzal fakhudh waqtum. Oh Aba Hashim, get down from your horse. Fakhudh, take it and hide it. He says, Mawla, Yabna Rasulullah, what? He says, get down. He says, I got down where the Imam had put a line. I moved the sand out the way, I saw gold. Imam says, take it and hide it. He says, I took it and I hid it. I went back on the horse. The Imam is going, I go behind the Imam. And then he said, I started to think, what is the value of this gold that the Imam did a miracle, mu'jazah. He says, what if the value of this gold is not enough to pay my debt back? The Imam did another line. He says, Ya Aba Hashim, fakhudh, inzal fakhudh, waqtum. Take it and hide it. He says, I took it again. I got down where the Imam had made a line. Again, I found gold. It had become like a line. The line had become a line of gold. So I took it and I hid it. He says, that night I went home. Imam Hasan Askari went home. I went home. That night I went home. And I started to calculate what my debt was. The loan that I had to pay back. And then I took the gold and I weighed it. The value in price was the same as my loan. Okay? Now go back to the verse, the ayat of the Quran that I recited in the beginning. Surah Al Imran, verse 49. This miracle, by the way, this mu'jaza, this karamat of Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam is the same as Nabi Isa alayhi salam. Quran, Al Imran, chapter 3, verse 49. وَأُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِمَا تَعْقُلُونَ وَمَا تَدَخِّرُونَ فِي بُيُوتِكُمْ. What does Isa alayhi salam say to Bani Israel? Oh Bani Israel, أُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِمَا تَعْقُلُونَ. I know what you eat in your houses. وَمَا تَدَخِّرُونَ فِي بُيُوتِكُمْ. And I know what you hide in your houses. Isa alayhi salam says, nothing is hidden from me. I know what you eat in your house. I know what you hide in your homes. The treasure, the money, the value of it. This miracle of Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam is the same, is from the mu'jizat of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. Why? Because Imam Hasan Askari, the Imams are the true wurasa, they are the waris of the Anbiya. Ilm Anbiya in Imam Hasan Askari. Mu'jizat Anbiya within Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam. Akhlaq Anbiya in Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salatu wasalam. Sakhawat Anbiya in Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salatu wasalam. Shuja'at Anbiya in Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salatu wasalam. Now you know why we recite in the ziyarat? When we address Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. Salamu alayka ya warisa Adam safwatillah. Peace be upon you, O the one who inherited Adam. Wa warisa Nuh nabiyillah. Wa Musa kalimillah. Wa Isa ruhillah. Wa Muhammadin habibillah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin. So don't be shocked, don't be surprised. It's in the Quran. Hazrat Isa alayhi salam knew it. Unabbi'ukum bima ta'kulun wa ma tadakhiruna fi buyutikum. Inna fi dhalika la'ayatan lakum in kuntum mu'minin. In it there are signs for those if you think and if you ponder. If you think about it, if you ponder upon it, there are signs in it. Another tradition in Usul al-Kafi. Father and son, two people. The riwayat says one is father, the other is his son. Again they say there is a loan, there is a debt upon us. And we have no way to pay it, so let's go to him. He says, Father who? He says, Imam Hasan Askari. He says, why? Because these people were waqifi. They were not imami. That was the Imam Yasna Ashari. They were waqifi. They stopped at Imam. They believed in Imam Musa Kazim and that's it. He says, because I've heard the generosity, the sakhawat of Imam Hasan Askari is such that if you go to him, he gives to everyone. And you know, this is what the Imam Hasan Askari would say to the Shia as well. If you have a hajat, ask us. We will give. This is what tawassul is for. You may say, look, these people were lucky. They could go to the Imam. Those who lived in Medina, they go to Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. They go to Rasulullah. They go to Imam Hasan, Imam Hussein. Remember the sakhawat of Ahlul Bayt in their lives and after their lives is still alive. Go to Karbala. Go to Samarra. And you ask Imam Hasan Askari, Imam Ali Naqi al-Hadi alayhi salam. This is tawassul. And they can give. If Isa alayhi salam can give life, then what about the one who is the waris of all of the Anbiya? Imam Hussein alayhi salam can give. Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam can give. This is known as istighasa. That you ask the hujjat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya hujjat Allah fil ard. Ya wajihan inda Allah. Ishfa' lana inda Allah. Oh Imam, my position with Allah is not like yours. Your position is higher. You have more. You have the hukum of Allah. In the same way, whenever there is a hajat, my teachers used to say, one of my teachers in Qum, one of the ulama, he used to say that if you have a hajat, a dua or a mas'ala or a mushkil, a problem, 14 times recite salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. 14 times in the name of the 14 ma'asumeen and give them as hadiya to Hazrat Zahra salamullahi alayha. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. And you ask the lady of light, you ask Bibi Fatima, oh Bibi, this is 14 salawat, I give you hadiya. Take this away, take this bala, this mushkil, this musibat away from me. And you will see. And since my ustad told me, I've been doing it in my life. And by God, every time it works. Khulus niyat huzur qalb. Give your salawat as hadiyah to Hazrat Zahra, Dukhtar Rasul Khuda. He said, Ya Fatima, Salamullahi alayha, take this bala away. And you will see how powerful this is. So Ahlul Bayt, within their life, when they're alive, they used to help. After they have left this dunya, people still get shifa in the harams of Ahlul Bayt. How many people have gone to Karbala and have got shifa there? People go to Mashhad Muqaddas Imam Raza alayhi salam who are blind and they come out seeing. They are the doctors. They are the tabibs. Man la tabib lah. For the one who does not have a tabib. Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. This father and son say, we went to the house of Imam Askari alayhi salam. We didn't tell him. His ghulam opened the door. He called us by name. He said, come in. And he says, before going in there, we discussed, the father and son says, we discussed, if Imam would give us 500 dirham, 200 for, libas, clothing, kiswa, 200 for the, for the dain, for the loan, for the debt, and 100 for nafaqa, kharj, our expenses, that would be great. His son said, I thought in my mind, if the Imam would give me 300 dirham, 100 for clothing, 100 to buy a donkey to travel on, or a horse, and 100 for me to travel to wherever he wants to travel, a specific area. He says, when we met the Imam, we said salam to him, we did his ziyarat. Imam Hasan Askari came, he met us, we sat with him, and then we left. We didn't ask him. So we were embarrassed to ask him, we were shy. He says, when we left, the Imam sent his ghulam behind us. He had 2 bags. He says to the father, this is for you 500, and this is for you 300 to the son. And then he says to him, the Imam says 500, use 200 for clothing, 200 for debt, 100 for your expenses. The complete detail what he had in his mind. Quran, unabbi'ukum bima ta'kulun. Isa alayhi salam says what? I know what you eat in your houses with your doors closed secretly. وَمَا تَدَخِّرُونَ فِي بُيُوتِكُمْ. I know what you hide in your homes. Then the other pouch he gives to the son, 300 for you. 100 for clothing, 100 for your animal, 100 for your expenses. And then the Imam says, he says to him, the Imam says to you, don't go to, Jabal, where you want to go to the mountainous areas. Go to Baghdad. He says, I went to Baghdad. I lived there. I got married there. And he had a big business. He says, I earn dinar, 10,000 dinar a year, because of the dua of the Imam. He says, this for me is enough sign that Hasan Askari is Imam Mansus min Allah, Imam bil Haq, Hujjah of Allah. Okay? For this reason, the Imams had to show many barakat, mu'jizat and karamat, because the people would not believe. They were confused. Who? Who do we believe? Who do we accept? Who do we take? In the time of the Holy Imam, certain cities became filled with Shia. Okay? I'll give an example. Kufa was Shia. Basra was Shia. Qom was Shia. Nishapur was Shia. Azerbaijan was Shia. These cities had become highly populated with Shia population. And the Imams would keep in touch with all of them. The Imams had put wukala to continuously be in contact. For example, Qum, the famous wakil of Imam Hasan Askari, Ahmad ibn Ishaq Qummi al-Ash'ari, was one of the fuzala of Qum, fuqaha of Qum. He was the wakil of Imam Hasan Askari, and after him the wakil of Imam Sahibul Zaman alayhi salatu wassalam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. He would teach the people. The people would ask him the question, he would write to the Imam, and the Imam would write the answer back, and he would say, this is the letter of the Holy Imam. The Imam began to train the Shia through the wukala, because he knew after me, ghaibat. Imam Zaman goes into ghaiba. So the Imam slowly stopped meeting the people directly. He says, you want to meet me? Go and speak with Ahmad ibn Ishaq. You want to speak me in Nishapur? Go and speak with Ibrahim ibn Abduh. Fulan. All of the wukala of the Imam. Okay? Through these wukala, these cities became Shia populated, and they began to benefit from the direct commands of the Holy Imam. The Imam would be in touch with them through writing. There's a hadith. There's a hadith interesting. I want to quote this, inshallah, as I come to the end, where the Imam gives interesting sifat of the mu'min. One of the famous hadiths of Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam. How the Imam wants the mu'min to be. What does he say? Alamatul mu'min khams. The mu'min has 5 alamat. What does the Imam say? Number 1 is salat. 51. The mu'min is someone who prays 51 rakat namaz. 51. What is this 51? This is the 17 wajib and the 34 nawafil, mustahabat. In other words, one of the sign of the mu'min is salah. One cannot be a mu'min without salat, without namaz. Number 2, at-takhattum bil yameen. The mu'min is someone who wears a stone in the right hand. This is one of the signs of the mu'min, one of the Shia. That he is recognized by his namaz, he is recognized by his, the right hand always has a stone. Left hand you can wear it, but first in the right. You can't wear it in the left hand if there's nothing in the right. Right first, when this is full, then left. Because the munafiqeen are the opposite. They wear in the left, but they don't wear in the right. You see, everything the Imam tells here is different to what the Muslims would do. Imam says, sign of the mu'min, alamat mu'min. Then the Imam says, at-ta'fir al-jabin bis-sujud. The mu'min is someone who does sajda on the khak, on the land, on the earth. This is someone, again, this is a sign of a mu'min, because the Muslims would do sajda on the carpet. Imam says, no. The mu'min is someone who does sajda on the khak, on the ground, on the soil. And this is proven both Sunni and Shia books. You look through the books of the Ahlul Sunnah, the hadith of the Ahlul Sunnah. Even they have narrations that some of the Sahaba said to Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, the ground is hot because of the sun is hot. We can't put our head on it. Can you put our head on the ammama? He says, no. The Prophet says, hold the sand in your hand. When you go into sajda, then put it down. Sign of the mu'min is sajda is not on the carpet. Anyone who does sajda on the carpet, namaz batil. Sajda on the ground, soil, khak. turbat, mohr. Sajda on the carpet, salat batil. Then the Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, was ziyaratu arba'een. Ziyarah. Sign of the mu'min. A mu'min cannot be without ziyarah. How can a mu'min live and not go visit his imam? Mu'min must try to go ziyarah. The hadith says if the mu'min can go ziyarah, he has time, he has money, but he doesn't go ziyarah, his iman is naqis. Naqisul iman. Why does he not go for the ziyarat of Imam? Imam Ali in Najaf, Karbala, Samarra, Kadhimain, Mashhad. Especially ziyarat arba'een. It's a sign of iman. Specifically, bil akhas. The Imam mentions ziyarat. There's some great, Allah knows what the sawab of ziyarat arba'een is. That out of all of the ziyarat, the Imam mentions ziyaratu arba'een for Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam. So, what are the signs? Prayer on the khaq, on the ground, sign of a mu'min. Ring, the stone, and aqiq. Aqiq is the best. Why? Because when Allah spoke with the stones and with the creatures, with all of the khalq, especially the stones, the first hajar, the first stone to accept the wilayat of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam was the aqiq. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. When the wilayat of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib was presented to the khalqullah, khalaiq, all of creation, the first one to say labbaik to Imam Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam was the stone of aqiq. To sajda on the ground, to wear the aqiq, to pray the salah with nawafil, to go for ziyaratu arba'een, and finally the fifth one, وَالْجَهْرْ بِبِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ. When you read the salat, the namaz, to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim loudly, bil-jahr, jahran, not quietly. Even in those prayers where you read them like Zuhr and Asr, which you read quietly, the Surah Fatiha, Bismillah loud. Alamat mu'min. Even if it's a quiet one, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Bismillah loud, sign of the mu'min. You know why? Because it was Muawiyah who took out Bismillah from the Salah. Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, alayhi la'an. He was the one who took out Bismillah when he came to Medina. And he wanted to recite the namaz after Sulh Imam Hasan alayhi salam. He came in the Salat, and without saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, he started Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. He took out Bismillah. And that's why they used to call him that he stole Bismillah, as in he is the thief. You know why? Because in Bismillah you have the ba, under the ba you have the nuqta. And Amir al-Mu'mineen says, Ana nuqtatu allati hiya tahta al-ba. I am the nuqta of the ba of Bismillah. Because the ba, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, would remind him of Ali ibn Abi Talib. And Muawiyah's heart was filled with hate and bughz of Ali ibn Abi Talib. So Imam said, whenever you pray namaz, Bismillah loud. Sign of the mu'min. And this is how the Imam promoted the Shia mazhab. At the time of Bani Abbas, when the house of Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, the street of Imam alayhi salatu wasalam was filled with spies, jasus, and Imam was not allowed to leave his house. No one was allowed to come and visit him. He couldn't give khutbah like I am giving. So he said, do these things to propagate the Shia mazhab, to propagate ziyarah. Remember, ziyarah was banned. Mutawakkil said, no one go to Karbala. Anyone goes to Karbala will cut his arm. Imam says, ziyarat Imam Hussein alayhi salam is from the signs of the mu'min, alamat mu'min. Bismillah loud, alamat mu'min. Salat properly. Sajda on the ground. Okay? I end here with this final point. Imam alayhi salatu wasalam began to train the Shia to get ready for zuhur, for ghaiba, to get ready for ghaiba. Because after him, no one would see Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Imam Mahdi alayhi salam would go into ghaibat straight away. As soon as Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam left this dunya. And so he had this wukala. Go and teach in Qum. Go and teach in Nishapur. Go and teach in Basra. Go and teach in Kufa. Go and teach in Azerbaijan. And that's how the Imam, the network of connection. And the Imam would write. Slowly, slowly the Shia got used to speaking with the wukala, with the representatives of the Imam. After him, Imam Zamana alayhi salam comes. There are 4 wukala, Nawabul Arba'a, Sufara of the Imam alayhi salam. The first Safir, the second, the third, the fourth. They spoke continuously with them until they were ready. And then the Holy Imam went into Ghaibat Kubra. That's how the Imam was preparing the Shia for Zuhur. And so in this time of Ghaibat until Zuhur, one of the best things we can do to strengthen our bond with the 12th Imam is to strengthen our bond with the 11th Imam first. One cannot know Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam without knowing Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam. He is the father. The son comes from the father. To get close to Imam Zaman alayhi salam, one must get close to Imam Askari alayhi salatu wasalam. And this is how the Imam alayhi salam trained the mindset. Subhanallah. You know, these personalities, though they lived simple lives, short lives, 28 years, Imam Askari alayhi salam. You know, for a historical event to be important, it doesn't need to be, you know, long or big. It needs to have value. Look at Ghadir. One khutbah of the Prophet. Yet it is so important that one cannot be a Shia without Ghadir. One cannot be a Shia without Ali ibn Abi Talib. It says one khutbah, but it's so important. Or that one strike of Ali ibn Abi Talib remember in the battle of Khandaq with Amr ibn Wad, إِنَّ زَرْبَةَ عَلِيٍّ فِي خَنْدَقٍ أَفْضَلُ مِنْ عِبَادَةِ الصَّقْ. That one strike of Ali, how long did it take? Not even a second. Half a second. But the Prophet said, أَفْضَلُ مِنْ عِبَادَةِ الثَّقَلَيْنِ is greater than the ibadat of men and jinn, because of the value of the strike of Ali ibn Abi Talib, because of Ali's iman, his khulus. Yet the short life of Imam Hasan Askari, 28 years, yet is so valuable that without him, there is no Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, بحق Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salatu wasalam, bring back Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman back to us, so that the Holy Imam can fill this dunya with adl and insaf, and he can put an end to all of the zulm and of the oppression that is happening around the world. Ya Allah, we pray to you, بحق Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad, allow us all to go for the ziyarat of Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salam in Samarra. Ya Allah, we pray to you that if we die, then in Barzakh, allow us to benefit from the shafa'at of Imam Hasan Askari alayhi salatu wassalam. Ya Allah, we ask you, Ya Allah, we ask you in the name of بحق Muhammadin wa aliyin wa Fatimata wal Hasani wal Husayn. Ya Allah, raise all of the darajat of the shuhada al-Islam, especially shuhada al-Lubnan. Ya Rabb al-Alameen. We ask you بحق محمد وآل Muhammad that you protect the lives of all of the mu'mineen, mu'minat, Shi'ayan, Haydar Karrar, wherever they are in the world. We ask you, Ya Rabbil Alameen, that you give shifa ajila and kamila to all those who are unwell. In dunya, bless us every year with the ziyarat of Imam al-Hussein. In akhirah, with the shafa'at of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi at-tayyibin.